Konnichiwa, minasan. It's Gray from Wakizashi's Teahouse over in Japan. How you doing? You good? Are you genki? I'm pretty good, thanks. I'm burping up onions, but apart from that, it's going well. I have a review today of a new Rick Remender comic. It's called Grommets. Not Wallace and Gromit, like I was thinking. It's called Grommets. It's issue 1. It's from Image. I think it's going to be a 7-issue miniseries. I'm looking there, 1 of 7 as far as I know. Now, it's actually written by 2 people. So you got Rick Remender, and I've heard of this guy's a comedian. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I think it's Brian Posehn, and the art is by Brett Parson. So we've got Posehn, Parson and Remender, and colours by Moreno DiNisio. So here's a solicit for it. It says miniseries premiere. 2 best friend outcasts navigate the Sacramento suburbs of 1984, where they find a home in the skateboard culture and punk rock. On one side of the coin, Grommets is an authentic look at 80s skater culture, a snapshot of the generation that turned skating into a worldwide phenomenon. On the other, it's a heartfelt coming-of-age story that follows 2 friends from troubled homes as they navigate their damage in an era when no one cared. So, what you want to know is it any good? How much is it? Actually, it's $3.99, so that's nice to see for a change. $3.99 comic book. It says it's 32 pages. It felt pretty quick read to me, to be honest, but what I liked about this, and the reason why I would recommend giving it a shot, is it's a lot of fun. It really is it's a surprise from Rick Remender, because he does tend to focus on more darker, more serious stories these days. Like, I'm loving his Sacrifices right now. If you're not reading that, do pick it up. Really good sci-fi fantasy story at the moment. But yeah, this was just fun. It was like nice to see the throwbacks to the 1980s. The best decade ever, come on. It starts off in 1984, so you get a lot of little background details of things that were popular then. Nice to see. The art is a little bit of a cartoony style, but I like it. I think it suits the story. It suits this fun, supposedly heartfelt, moving, like bromance in a way. You got the outsider, the young guy, new boy at school, and he's trying to make friends. It's all going wrong. And does he make friends via his skateboard? That's the question. So yeah. Now for me, growing up in the UK, skateboarding was not a thing in the 80s where I lived. It wasn't, I didn't know anybody who had one. So I know nothing about this. I come into it like, fresh, without a clue, as usual. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. And I'm hoping, beyond the kind of cliches of this story, which has been done before, I'm hoping it's going to turn into something a bit more, more exciting or a bit more moving than the kind of little bit of a cliched new boy at school, outcast story. But yeah, is it actually recommend? It might not sound like it is, but it is. I'm not saying it's amazing. I'm just saying it was fun and it was nice to have something a bit different. So I'll give a story summary. Please keep watching. Here we go. We open in Sacramento, California, 1984. We get a nice look at some of the period cars. Our main character, Rick, is being driven to his new school by his dad. He's asking how it's going at school. I hate it. Everyone's an asshole. So we get this familiar story of the new guy in town, the new kid at school. Things don't sound like they're going very well, but his dad's saying, at your age, I was working in the wheat fields of Nebraska in the heat. You don't know how good you got it. And then he hits him with this piece of advice, this piece of wisdom, which might sound familiar to some of us out there. Find something you like to do other than comic books.
How dare you?
Here we get a great panel by the artist, Brett Parson. Just look at that. It's outside, Clarendon Altamira Junior High. I can't even read it. There's just so much going on in this picture, so much detail. Ghetto Blaster BMX. T-shirts in the background with bands' names on. But then we get a nightmare scenario here when his dad drops him off at school. Here you go. You're a neat kid and you'll make friends soon. Love you, buddy. And then he drives away. Look at the reaction on the faces of the students. Look, everyone, a neat kid. Anyone want to be his first friend? Daddy loves you. And then someone says queef, and I don't even know what that means. Must be American slang. Okay, here I want to show you the full page of Rick's day at school. Starting off at 8:15 with a bell there. We can see him going through different classes. He's having paper thrown at him. Teachers are blah, blah, blahing on. He's sat on his own at lunch. There's a good line here where the teacher in English is asking, Shakespeare was quite the romantic. Can anyone tell me what Romeo and Juliet is about? And somebody shouts out, the new kid and his dad. Then again on this next page, look at the level of detail of things going on in the background. It's great. Just get lost in it. I love it. Got a busty girl there with a Duran Duran t-shirt on. The guy in the car here smoking a bong. The skateboarding, BMX. Just bizarre. Like people climbing out the window, you know, with a sheet tied together like you do at school. As you can see, the tone of the book, you know, it's light-hearted, it's humorous, it's meant to be fun. Rick approaches a group of guys who've got skateboards just hanging out, they're smoking cigarettes. He's trying to like make friends with them. They don't look impressed, do they? Again, I love this bottom panel with the different facial expressions here. Very kind of cartoonish, but it suits the tone, the feel of the book. Rick gets left behind after going to ask permission from his mum. But someone turns up. Don't sweat it, dude. You're better off. Those guys are full-on douche canoe dipshits. Gotta say, I love the Judas Priest t-shirt he's wearing there. The back of his skateboard says Dwayne Peters. Now that's a reference that's going right over my head. As I said earlier, I know nothing about skateboarding, but it's these little attentions to details, you know, really makes this stand out from a regular comic. Here we see Brian getting a ride to the skate park with his grandpa. He's let Rick come with him. Brian asks, you like Rush? Aren't they Satan worshippers? Says Rick. Nah, they're from Toronto. This is their best album. He's putting it in. It's a tape, of course. A pirate copy on a 60-minute cassette tape. Love all these details. The album's moving pictures, as you can see. Brian whacks it on, but his grandpa isn't impressed. This is some kind of shitty music, so much drumming. And then we get Brian and Rick comparing their skateboards. Brian's is a Santa Cruz Dwayne Peters with Powell Peralta Rat Bones 97A and Independent 215s. What about you? Rick's got G&S Billy Ruff with Tracker Trucks and Powell 3 Street Wheels. Okay, just skip ahead to the Sierra Wave Skate Park. How awesome does this look? I wonder if it was based on a real place or not. And here we see some of the skateboarding action scenes. Really cool panel progression there. Nice variation in the tricks. Let's skip ahead a few more pages. Just want to show one more page. This great 9-panel layout here. No words, a couple of sound effects. It's great cartoonist art here. And it builds up to a really funny scene, which is, yeah, I'm not going to spoil it here, but yeah, give you an idea. But great finish to the book. And there we have it. I do hope you enjoyed the look inside the book. Okay, as a score, I'm going to give this a good, pretty strong 7.5 out of 10. Looking forward to issue 2. So for the variants, there are 3 variants for this series, or this issue. It's the first one here is by David Lapham. As you can see, some skateboarding action on the cover there with a 7 heaven in the background. I like that. And the second one is a John Wayshak variant with a close-up of a really cool 1980s style arcade machine called Grommets. And the final cover is by Andrew Robinson. Very good perspective view here of the skateboard trick going on. God knows what he's talking about. Anyone got any clue? Not me. So yeah, that's it. As always, thank you so much for watching. Do drop a comment if you're interested in this series. Do you like Rick Remender? Are you a skater? Did you used to be a skateboarder? Do let me know in the comments. As always, I love hearing from you, and I hope to see you in a future video. This has been Gray from Wakizashi's Teahouse, signing off for the night. Matane.